this is Erin from Vintage Fitness. This week's vlog is all about maintaining your shoulder mobility and helping to ease some of your shoulder pain. I had a rotator cuff injury and found out that it had to do with my rotator cuffs being some of the muscles in my rotator cuff being quite tight and weak. So I did a bunch of different exercises, but the thing that really helped is when I started to use some small balls to help get rid of some of the tension in the back of my shoulder. And so I thought I'd just run through those exercises for you. The first one I do is a strengthening one. So I make sure that I keep my shoulders back and down. I use a band, and you can use it together or not. My injury is on the left side, so I open up nice and gentle. I make sure that I keep my shoulders down, so I'm not up here, but it's really out and in. So I'll show that to you from the side. So I do this about 15 times. It shouldn't feel all that hard. It's more a rehab than anything else. Really great if you're a tennis player, golfer, anyone really, to keep those rotator cuffs strong. You can also do it if you're doing general strengthening, is you can pull them apart so that you do both shoulders at the same time. But if you do that, just make sure that the back of your neck, your traps, don't get involved. That's why I tend to do it one side, then the other side. Same thing. You're going to do about 10 to 15 repetitions. If you don't have one of these bands, you can use lots of different types of resistance. You can use a wall. So again, shoulders down. I'm just going to press gently in the wall and release. Door frame. Whatever is going to give you a little bit of resistance and make it so you can feel the back of the shoulder doing the work. After I do those, I use a small ball. And you can use, this happens to be a lacrosse ball. This is a yoga tune-up ball. I prefer the tune-up ball because it's not quite as hard. Some people prefer the harder resistance of the lacrosse ball, especially if it's your hip or something. But for me, the shoulder, I find the lacrosse ball a bit too hard, but you could experiment with both. If you don't like to go on the floor, you can either release your shoulders using the wall. So you want to get to the spot where it's painful for you. For most people, it's going to be between, if you find your shoulder blade, between your shoulder blade and your spine. You don't want to go right on the shoulder blade, and you definitely don't want to go right on the spine. So find that, it's a sweet spot. You'll find it for you. And then you can just push through your feet, and you find that spot and push into it, and breathe, and just let that ball release that spot. So maybe you hold for 20 or 30 seconds until you feel that release. And then you can adjust it. You can say, okay, I'm going to move it down a bit and get another spot in my shoulder. If you do like to go to the ground, you're okay to go to the ground, and you don't find that you're getting enough force here, you can do the exact same thing on the ground. So you would just lay down, put your hard ball between your shoulder blade and your spine. Slide it under. Oh yeah, that's more. And then you just hold. If you don't find that it's, if you don't find that sweet spot where you can really feel that tight muscle, what you can do is push your feet into the ground, and that will increase the sensation, increase the force on that ball. Try it every day, especially if you have a sore shoulder for a few weeks, and I think you'll find it will really make a difference for you, for your pain and also your shoulder mobility. Good luck.